We both saw it, and we both felt it. There was a work in the kingdom that neither of us could have done alone, that God needed us together to do. My name is Elijah Steinbrecher, the Executive Director, Founder of SALT Outreach.
I am Christine Steinbrecher, and I'm the Director of Operations for SALT Outreach.
Right now, in services, we have 31 people in our mentoring program, and we spend a minimum of 2 hours a week with each person. People were wanting to change. So when they would get ready to hit the streets, they would say, well, what do I do? What's next? I mean, how do I live life in Christ? All I know how to do is drink and get high. So just call us. And people started calling us. And so we started realizing that there was this huge need for discipleship amongst these men and women who were in this transitional phase of their life. That's where SALT really started evolving into a discipleship-centered ministry.
We work out a hopes and dreams and goals and aspirations worksheet list where they come up with who they are, and they actually get to find, like, oh my gosh, I have opportunity. It goes all the way from when they're in the program to 8 to 12 months out into actually giving back into the community.
Ton of people can make it in a program like this, but the second that they get into the real world, when they're presented with those real opportunities because they're not in a safe environment, that's when they fall. So, we help people think about the future.
The problem that we get into is when they leave, they go back to the same people, places, and things that they know, and that's what got them into trouble. So what's another opportunity of a place that will be set you up for success?
Sometimes I feel like the Israelites, where God is going before them in a pillar of fire at nighttime, but sometimes in the moment I get fearful. It's a faith ministry, like we're out there trying to, get people, to catch the vision.
Someone is just so excited, they just got their driver's permit the other day. They didn't have a driver's license. So we work on their small goals first, and they ultimately add up to their bigger goals. And we've had people sit at our table and be like, I just left for a half a day, no one even noticed, and I used. And you're just like, oh my gosh, are you okay? We can give them that one-on-one support that they actually really crave is a very special opportunity for us.
SALT Outreach has a specific program contingency fund for each individual. A lot of these people come here with very little documentation, with no ID. So part of what we do is help people prepare for getting their permit or getting a job through getting birth certificates, social security cards. I can tell you that we've had some real success.
Someone who just recently transitioned out of the Phoenix Dream Center, her name is Tiffany. She got hooked in with SALT Outreach, and we started doing one-on-one counseling. Just what's going on, what are her needs, what are her wants, what are her opportunities out in life. She has a 2-year-old son that just got recently taken away from by CPS. She was really heartbroken. She was planning on doing another 6 months here at the Phoenix Dream Center, but the courts are asking her that she needs to go home to be with her son. So she really struggled internally, how am I going to work all these things out? And we wrote her a letter to give to the courts to let her know that she is still working on her recovery, that she has not lost hope on that, and that she is working towards reconciliation with her son's father and with the rest of her family. And within 2 weeks, she got physical custody back of her son.
Tiffany is such a success story. It says in the Word that, one plants, another waters, and God gives the increase. And we're just always out there sowing seeds. We're always out there just watering people and just seeing lives be transformed through the gospel.
You want to stay focused on the mission that God has for you. So don't let one storm throw you off course.
Our faith in God defines our lives, and it took me a really long time to actually think about what that really meant. Our heart is for community-centered discipleship. So we want to be able to bring this to the streets and see other people transformed by the gospel in a faith-centered relationship. The mentoring element to what SALT Outreach is about, it's not just spiritual, it's not just emotional, it's also financial. In order for us to support these people and pour into them, it takes time and it takes the finances to be able to support them in successful living. In Arizona alone, it costs $23,000 to keep somebody incarcerated. For us to support that same individual in their successful living, it costs upwards of only $2,000. It's such a minimal amount compared to that $23,000. We could send that person to ASU for an entire year for $21,000. What we do is help men and women become productive members of society and achieve their full potential.